A favorite sports movie is like a rite of passage for most men. It's a tradition, a bonding experience, a shared cultural touchstone that transcends generations and backgrounds. Often filled with underdogs, triumphs, and heartbreaks, these films capture the human spirit in a way few other genres can. They tell stories of perseverance, teamwork, and pursuing dreams, resonating deeply with audiences and leaving lasting impressions. Good messages for children and adults alike. Besides sports, it's given something for fathers and sons to discuss at the dinner table for generations. In most instances, if your friend tells you he hears voices about building a ballpark and a farm field, you might think he's lost it. And if your tough guy friend thinks he can drink raw eggs and then take on a world-class champion boxer, you probably intervene for the sake of his mental and physical health. There's a simple structure in many a sports film that's a tried and true method. This same structure is found in 2011's hilarious and heartfelt comedy Goon, but it's utilized uniquely. The best way I can describe this movie for those who haven't seen it is it's an unconventionally conventional sports comedy. In a way, it's like a modernized version of Rocky, but here the lead just kind of falls into the role. Scratch that, fights his way into the role he's given instead of pursuing it aggressively. Before we start, I'd like to do the typical YouTube thing by asking you to hit the like button, ring the notification bell, and share this with as many people as you know. They'll only be mildly disappointed. These retro review episodes are dropping weekly, so
hold on to your butts.
As always, I'll keep this video spoiler-free for the most part for you poor souls who haven't seen it, so strap in.
I don't have a thing. You know, like you have your show, and my dad and my brother, they have their doctor thing. I don't got a thing. Everybody's got something but me.
Goon is a 2011 somewhat true story sports comedy film written by Baruchel and Evan Goldberg and directed by Michael Dowse. The film follows the story of Doug Glatt, played by Seann William Scott, a bouncer with a talent for fighting but lacking direction. Doug discovers his true calling when he joins a minor league hockey team as an enforcer whose primary role is to protect teammates through physical intimidation. The film is based on the book Goon, the true story of an unlikely journey into minor league hockey by Adam Furtazio and Doug Smith. Doug's a kind-hearted but dim-witted bouncer at a local bar. His dad and brother are successful doctors, and Doug is seemingly meandering through life with no natural talent or purpose. Despite his lack of hockey skills, Doug's ability to fight catches the attention of a minor league hockey coach after he defends his obnoxiously antagonistic friend at a hockey game, played to perfection by the co-writer of the film, Baruchel. I feel like we all have a friend like this. Their knack for getting under another person's skin is like a superpower, but very few of us have a friend like Doug. Doug proceeds to knock an aggravated hockey player out and is then recruited to become an enforcer for the team. Doug barely knows how to skate, but because this is a sports movie, through a quick montage, he trains hard and becomes decent enough to stay on the ice. But what Doug does know how to do is fight, and his brutal fighting style on the ice earns him a reputation. Because of this, he's eventually recruited to a semi-pro team, the Halifax Highlanders, to protect their star player, Xavier Laflemme, from a rival team's enforcer, Ross Ray, played masterfully by Liev Schreiber. Doug is Laflemme's protector on the ice and his roommate. Xavier's a highly skilled prospect who would probably be in the NHL right now, but he's been struggling to regain confidence after a serious hit he took from Ross Ray. Xavier's borderline out of control with substance abuse in the ladies, and his relationship with Doug starts rocky but ultimately becomes one of respect. We're soon introduced to a love interest in the film at a bar after a game. After all, what would a good sports movie be without a little bit of love drama? Doug develops a relationship with Eva, played by Alison. On paper, she'd easily be a person the viewer dislikes throughout, but she's played with an odd, comedic warmth that's very digestible, and by the end, we're rooting for Doug and Eva to get together. Their relationship is marked by Doug's kindness and respect towards Eva. He exhibits a quiet bashfulness towards her, which is endearing and doesn't border on creepiness. On the other hand, Eva is conflicted about her feelings for Doug and her actions, expressing guilt over her attraction to Doug while she's still in a relationship. The relationship between Doug and Eva is essential to the film as it adds emotional depth and personal growth to Doug's character. It's not just about his journey from a bouncer to a hockey enforcer, but it's also about his relationships and ability to inspire love and loyalty in others. Despite her initial hesitations, Eva's decision to be with Doug underscores Doug's inherent goodness and the respect he earns from those around him. One of the most crucial scenes in the movie is towards the end of the second act, where Doug runs into Ross Ray at a diner. Ray is a semi-legendary, seasoned enforcer on the verge of retirement. On an opposing team, Doug looks up to him. They strike up a friendly conversation, but soon Ray's tone changes, and he dismisses Doug's claim that he's a hockey player, calling him a goon.
You know they just want you to bleed, right?
I'm here to do whatever they need me to do. You know, if they need me to bleed, then I'll bleed for my team.
He warns Doug about their impending confrontation on the ice, setting the stage for the climactic showdown in the third act. I love this scene because it sets in motion the events that unfold in the climax, and it makes us root more for Doug than we did before. Now, we're getting close to spoiler territory, but with everything set in motion for the end, I will say that the ending is satisfying and will leave you with a big smile on your face. I remember the first time I saw this movie, my immediate reaction was, I want to watch that again, like right now. Goon's one of those films that no matter my mood, always leaves me with a better feeling than when I first started it. Outside of this movie being both funny and heartfelt, an element that often gets overlooked is the character development and growth, along with the performances. I've always liked Seann William Scott, but his performance in this film is unjustly underrated. For playing such a meathead, he plays the character with sincere modesty and empathy. From the first frame, it's impossible not to root for this guy, and a lot of that goes to the performance by the actor. Liev Schreiber is always excellent, but here he plays the perfect antagonist. When we first get introduced to Ray, he's rather endearing, and we start out by liking the guy, but we quickly grow to root against him. Alison is endearing, and although some of her character choices are less than ideal, she's played with a tremendous amount of grace. In other actors' hands, her character could have gone south quickly and would have forced us to feel differently about her and Doug's relationship. Throughout this film, Doug remains a lovable and loyal character, dedicated to his role as the team's protector. His journey from an outcast bouncer to a respected member of a semi-pro hockey team forms the heart of the story. The film's narrative structure, which follows Doug's rags to riches story, adds to its appeal. The audience witnesses Doug's journey from being a bouncer at a local bar to becoming a key player in a minor league hockey team. This journey, coupled with Doug's struggle to prove himself as a legitimate hockey player and not just a goon, makes for an engaging and compelling story. Now, over the years, this film's earned a relatively avid cult following, and it even spawned a sequel because of it. But it's still crazy to me how underrated this film remains. One of the best aspects of this movie is how accessible it is, too. If sports aren't your thing, particularly hockey, it doesn't matter because the story in the movie is so solid, the action and brutality of the fights are epic, the love story is engaging, and the protagonist is fantastic. Also, the supporting characters are great, too. All in all, you can't go wrong with this movie. I highly suggest you check this out as soon as possible if you haven't already. If you have, watch it again. We can all use a good pick-me-up now and then. If you've seen Goon and hate it, why? What went wrong in your childhood that prevented you from enjoying this movie? Let's talk about it. If you haven't seen it though, let's fix that tonight.
I'll do it tonight, I swear.
If you liked what you watched, do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe. Let's get the word out. You'll be supporting the next big thing, right? If you didn't but watched this far to tell me that, then hey, thank you for watching. As always, the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. But what do I know? I'm but a mere jackass. I'll try to do better next time. Catch you later, friends.
Oh, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.